you became coaches, business coaches, how it started for both of you and for you together in your life to spread this mission about stepping into abundant lifestyle?
Do you want to start or should I start?
You're more concise than me, as a tendency.
All right. So basically, both myself and Carsten, we have like each over a decade in big Fortune 500 companies, like different types of experiences. And like we loved it until we didn't. And at some point, I think like that was, what was it, like 2016, 2017, I think like we started to experience like, so Carsten was close to burnout. I started to experience really like strong anxiety attacks. So like every morning before going to the office. And basically like that kicked off this thought of like, okay, something needs to change. Something is like, I don't know, the job pays well, but it feels like meaningless. So I remember myself coming every day home and telling Carsten like, you know, I just wish they fire me because the pay is so good. Like, I'm not sure I would walk away from it by myself, but I fucking hate it. So at some point it reached the stage where just like I felt like I couldn't do this anymore. So I more or less like on emotions dropped out of my corporate job and I started looking for something different. But it's kind of like feeling that's like every time I would go for an interview, I would almost like feel like, oh, I promised not to touch the mic. Now I'm already touching it. Like feeling like throwing up. So like I felt like, okay, something needs to change, but I don't know what. So like I definitely know that I don't want this anymore. But I want something different. But what it is, like, I'm not sure. It was also my first experience of hiring a coach for myself to figure out kind of like the way where to go, how to approach this transition. So we figured out that's like I would make a pretty good coach myself. So I found a coach in education. I applied for it. And they had like as a part of business development, like, oh, for the first weekends in-person event, you can invite one guest for free. So I invited Carsten because I thought he needed it at that time. And he loved it so much that so their business development worked because he enrolled as well. And we basically graduated together as coaches. We also, about that time, we got our second child in, and like that was kind of like the moment to start our own business. And that's how we started. And in the beginning, it was just taking anyone for coaching for whatever topics, just getting experience. But over time, we figured out that we would really want to give people the path from, you know, like working in the job that is meaningless to transitioning into something that is meaningful for them and purposeful for them. So we call it purpose-driven business. And that's basically became our niche. So since then, we're basically helping people to start businesses from scratch and grow them to the first 6 figures, because we believe that's like, if people reach that milestone, like that's okay. They already like figure out the process, so they can grow or start new businesses and grow them to the 6 figures. So that's, did I miss anything?
No, I think just to highlight, it's not about it wasn't at that time about the business. It was about a purpose-driven life. And, you know, we lost the purpose in working for shareholders to increase value for a product that probably is not great for nature and for our kids and the future generations at the cost of our health, not having time and energy for the kids. When you come home, you're just dead tired. You cannot even give them anything. And you start to have health issues, which is like, okay, now I'm going to like die soon, maybe, you know. In our family there was a bunch of deaths in that time as well, stress levels. So we were like really having these thoughts, you know, and for what? Is this can I do this another 40 years? Am I even like, is my body capable of this? Like, or will I just, you know, collapse? So it was like, let's build a more purposeful life, but you need money, which is interesting because it's a topic also today, right? Because you cannot just, you know, do your hobby and you know, chill out and have holidays. Like at some point there needs to be somewhere a path to receiving money for something that you do. So why not make it something that you love and make that a business? And that's kind of where we came, okay, make it a purpose-driven business, something where you're good at, where you have natural authority and that plays on your background, but that also plays into your passions, into, you know, changing the world in some sort of meaningful way. And that's how we started and sucked at it. And I was still working in corporate in the first more or less year, like on the side, slowly reducing hours. But we were just doing so many mistakes, like probably what we're going to talk about today as well to some extent, but not making it work, thinking, oh, it's all working now, being ridiculous, like, you know, investing more money and then realizing, oh, we didn't have anything figured out actually. Over time, taking more and more responsibility and ownership of that journey. But yeah, that was a really big process, and that showed us it's not easy. It doesn't just happen like that, unfortunately. And as anything in life, I guess, you need to input some energy to get some great energy back. And we understood what it means to do that for business. And that was kind of our journey. And as we are learning, we're packaging things up and, giving that to other people as well.